Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Do a quick audio check here. Make sure you guys can hear me. I think you can. Oh, the dog is on edge this morning. He's barking like crazy. Don't know what's going on with him. He thinks he hears a bump. There's no bump. But he thinks he hears a bump. Good morning, Predator. Good morning. Let's get everything pulled up here. Just got to get a couple more charts open. And we'll be ready to go. Okay. It's nice with the trade copier. I don't have to open up near as many charts as before. Keeps the chart kind of clean, or the desktop, the screens, the monitors, whatever you want to call them. So it looks like we sold off overnight there. Well, we pushed up here into close. Almost hit the 700. Kind of pulled back and then pushed back up and then sold off at the London session. Nice little sell off there. Let's see where we closed at yesterday. I didn't watch it to know. So basically 680 we closed at, somewhere in there. And we're down to 590. So we got quite a bit of a gap here to the upside there. We do got CPI tomorrow, so I'm not quite sure what type of action we'll get today beyond the open. How's it going, Kelvin? Good morning. Yeah, not quite sure what kind of action we're going to get today beyond the open. I don't think there's any news today. Let me double check that just to make sure while I'm got a moment here, but I don't remember seeing any. I think when I looked at the news, it was tomorrow. Let's see. No real news today. No real news. Up or down here at open? What do you guys think? Up or down? I mean, feels like probably going to push up. Where's the ES at? Let's check the ES. It's at 45.19, so it's kind of at a level that it needs to hold here. Kind of at a level where it needs to hold. If it loses that 20 area, then we sell based on what Mancini says. So let's go ahead and get everything posted. Let's see here. Obviously below the VWAP there on the ES and the Nasdaq. Make sure I'm on the right stuff. I am there. here. Yeah, we're on the right stuff. All right. Dude, what is wrong with you this morning? I don't know what's going on with him. He's just like on edge, whining and barking at everything. All right, so he says 45.20 to 45.40 is kind of a chop zone. 24 is key support yesterday. We've been there for 24 hours. Chop. Plan today, 23 to 25 support. As long as this holds, 35 to 40 is up next. 23 fails, we dip to 16, possibly 45.03. So we're right there at 22.50 on the ES right now. We're right at the 22.50. I mean, I think if we can get above 600 here going into open and kind of hold that level, then we certainly could get a push up at least into that VWAP there, probably a little higher. So a reasonable chance at filling the gap this morning, I would say, to the upside. So here at open, what would we kind of be looking for? Kind of be looking for us to break this 20 SMA here. And then I figure if we can break the 20 area, we probably at least trade up into the VWAP at 40. Want to see the ES kind of push above the 24 area there. That was a big level yesterday. Oh yeah. I'm over here like, I feel like I'm missing a chart. I am missing a chart. We don't have our PA account pulled up for Apex. Let's get that pulled up. What kind of drawdown do we have left? $239 on that account. Not a lot. Not a lot. But we're still going to hang out with it. May go ahead and buy me a few more Apex accounts today since the sale ends tonight on that. Let's see if I can put these, I don't know why I have to put these back on here every time. Maybe we can type it in here. Pivot point. So we got a pivot right there at the 621, as you can see. These lines are just where I did my back testing on the breakout. Put these lines on here and just never took them off. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Hopefully the stream doesn't cut off today. I didn't get the internet moved over yesterday, but I do plan on getting that done today at some point. A couple minutes here going into open. We're trying to push already. So we're just going to kind of see what happens here. Didn't show the balance on the Topstep account yesterday, I forgot, but we're at 550 in balance there on that account. That's also our drawdown. Well, I think we got a little bit more of a drawdown, maybe $200 or $300 beyond that, but pretty much right there at it. And I don't know if I explained the plan to you guys, but I am currently doing 3 Topstep challenges on Quantower over here. And as soon as we pass those, we are going to liquidate this account on Trade of 8 and just switch everything over to the Quantower. Let me just check that trade copier. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. I'm going to check it one more time here. I don't know where it went. In about 30 seconds. Maybe we can locate it. That's not it. I didn't close it. Maybe I did close it. Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. About to come into open here. Let's see what happens. All right, now open. ES pulled back into, or I'm sorry, Nasdaq pulled back into that 90 there. Kind of maybe look for this breakout here. If we can get it. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the dog today. He is just on edge. He just won't stop barking. Will not stop barking. All right, testing the 90 here. ES pulling back into the 22. Maybe a little pop back up above 600 would kind of be in order here, and then potential sell down. There comes the buyers back in, pushing back up. Man, look at that. That was interesting. Just a little pop. A little pop right there. So let's see if the ES can hold this 20 level and get to pushing. Kind of what I'm thinking, but we could just get into sell mode here. Just wait for the market to give us a direction. ES holding up there at the 22s. Let's see here. Sellers coming in strong here. Down to 83. I mean, it looks like a short, but we're going to give it a moment. It could pop. All right, there we go. Buyers coming back in here. ES pushing the 25s. Let's see here.
Order filled.
Well, that was loud. So we're going to put our stop. We're going to follow it up. Are you kidding me? We're getting some lag here in Trade-O-Bait. Getting some lag. This is one of the reasons why. Look at that.
Stop filled.
This is one of the reasons why I'm switching. I haven't had that happen in a while. I mean, it's okay. We got a pivot point right there at the 21s. Thinking we would hit that. Maybe we get through there, but quick little $50 on 2 micros. Not going to complain about it, but it kind of, I was like, what's going on there? Little lag there. I like taking the opening trade on the Topstep. This way, when I take that 5-minute fair value gap trade, if it is a loser, this kind of lightens the load on it a little bit. Kind of lightens the load there if it is a loser. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on with this dog. Pushing up into the 20s here. If we get through that pivot strong there, ES getting above the VWAP, then we're probably most certainly going to make it up into this VWAP area here. You could still be long. You can see I was never in the red on that trade. As soon as we jumped in, it just kept pushing. So let's wait for a little pullback. We might could find another entry here, maybe over here on the Apex account. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Got a little pullback here. So making kind of a B leg now. So let's wait and see if we get this C leg on up. Telling you to buy. Yeah, he's telling me to do something. No doubt about it. So I'll be telling him to do something later, hitting him with that spray bottle. I don't like to do that, but like, man, it's only so much you can take sometimes. ES pushing above the VWAP here. I'd expect to push into 35 here if the NAS can get going. Just waiting on the volume to come in here, and we'll see if we can't participate one more time along. Want to see it kind of get through that 20 area strong there. May get a push into the 35s at least. ES up into the 30s. Just watching here, just watching and waiting. Sellers coming in here trying to push it back down. So ES testing the VWAP right there. Want to see the ES hold there if it's going to hold. I think we got a little more on that. ES can at least push up into that 33, 34 area. So see if the buyers come back in here and give us a nice little C leg back up. Kind of want to see us hold that 600 level there. That's what we're doing so far. Trying to push 610 here. And if we can get going, we will participate long. Just waiting on the WADA to show me the way. Waiting on the WADA. The WADA says it is time. So we're going to take a long, and our target's going to be just 34. So let's see if we can get a push into 34 here. Come on, buyers. Let's get a push into 30. Oh, what am I on? Am I on the wrong? I'm on the wrong contracts. Oh my goodness. I am on the wrong contract here. So I can't really hold this that long. I want to get it. Got to get pushing here so I can get out of this trade. Supposed to be on the micros. I'm not on the micros. So come on. Let's get going here. We're just going to take 25 if we can get 25. I want to see a push into 25 here. Stop is going to be at break even now. So can't lose. All right, stopped out. I'm on the wrong contract there. I wanted to take this on the micros, and I was on the minis. So we don't want to be doing that. I do have confidence it's going to push here, but got to get above that pivot point there at the 20s. Switched over to the micros now, so let's see. Buyers didn't really, they showed up there for a moment and then they kind of disappeared. So waiting for that C leg to come in proper here. So it did take $12 out of that trade. Nothing really, just basically break even. Kind of glad I got out of that. I realized almost right away, I was like, oops, on the wrong contracts. On the wrong chart. So no C leg up yet. ES pushed up into that 31, kind of testing the VWAP again right here. Got to get that ES going there above the VWAP if we're going to continue to push up. But sellers coming in pretty strong right now. Like we're about to retest that 600 level. Retesting the 600 level. No buyers to speak of yet. The WADA, we got buyers there for a moment. They really didn't spike above the explosion too much, but a couple of little, they were right there at it. So I took it a little bit sooner than I probably should have. Got to pop through that pivot at 21. If we get through that pivot there strong, 21, I think we make it up into the VWAP 35 area. So let's see, here comes some buyers. If we get above the explosion line, we will take it. And all right, we're long. We're going to take this into the 30. We'll look for 31. Will be our target. Just one micro here, looking for 31. 31 would be the target. Come on, you got more. Yeah, I moved my stop up to 4 handles and got stopped out. Got to stop moving my stop there. I know it's going to hit 31 at least. Traded up to 28 there. It's got more in it here for sure. Volume still looks good. There's 30. And there we are, 32. Move my stop too fast on that. Up $19 on that account, but could have had more there. Could have had a little more. All the way up to the VWAP here. ES up into the 32s. It's just going to the moon at this point. Nasdaq is testing the VWAP there. Now kind of pulling back. Got about 3 minutes here left on this first 15-minute candle. Kind of see how that plays out. Pulling back into the 27s. You kind of want to turn that pivot point into support here. It's kind of what you're thinking if you want to move higher. ES really needs to hold the VWAP here at the 29.30 area. So it could have taken this first little breakout here if you wanted to. That's what we did over here. And then we kind of tested this area here, a little chop, and then we got a little breakout. So holding up there at the 30. Buyers trying to come back in here. Do we test 50 here? I believe we probably do. ES pushing 34, 33 I mean. See if we get a pullback into that VWAP one last time. All right, kind of pulling back into the VWAP. Let's see if it holds. Volume a little sporadic here. I think the low is going to be in. So that's going to be our low on the first 15-minute candle. Kind of like to see this trade back into the range, hang out in this range for a little bit, and then give us our breakout. I've noticed that that's usually when we have a much better chance at getting the profit that we need. So 35 to 40 was the first target. Take profits level to level. This breakout point for the next leg for 56. If 23 fails, we dip first. So Mancini saying if 23 fails, we dip first before we get a breakout. So let's kind of see what happens there. I got less than a minute here, so I'm going to assume this is probably the top. That's probably the top. we'll go ahead and put our orders on here. And you got about, I don't know, a few seconds here on this candle. All right, we're across 45. This might just be a quick kill. I'd like to see this kind of trade in this zone for trade in the range for just a little bit, and then maybe we can get the breakout. That's what we'd like to see. Yeah, maybe turn this pivot into some support here, and then kind of get going. See if the ES holds that VWAP there. I'm glad it didn't just push right through there, though. That's usually when it's not as reliable. 29. Hold on. Do I got these things set up right here? No. Let's try to set this up over here right quick on this one. 152, 60, 80, 40. All right, we got it set up there now. So just kind of hanging out here. Let's see what we get on this 15-minute breakout play today. Hopefully we can get a winner. Did take out that liquidity kind of there. You can see there was a little liquidity resting here. Took that out. So maybe the next, kind of down here. I don't know. Maybe it wants to sell. Who really knows? So if we do get filled at 44.50, we will move our stop to plus 10 once we hit 64.50. If we hit holding that pivot so far, so I do kind of like that. Like that we're getting a little consolidation here, holding the VWAP, so this might work out. Here we go. We're about to get tagged in, looks like. Buyers coming in here strong. If we do get tagged in, it might be nice to at least get, I'd like to at least get the 10 handles out of this. At least get me to 64.50. Obviously more would be better, but yeah, kind of pulling back into the range here. ES losing the VWAP there. Nasdaq actually testing the VWAP as well. What do you got? You got something over there. What do you got? You got some food from somewhere. Or something that he perceives to be food, right? All right, we're just kind of consolidating here. ES is about to test that 25 level. ES kind of bouncing off that 20 SMA there. Kind of thinking we get this gap fill, but don't know if that's going to happen. Seller's trying to come in here. ES back into the 25.50 area. Still holding that pivot so far. We've tested it a few times here, still keeping it, holding us up there. ES pushing back up into the 27s. Buyers came in there for a moment, and then they kind of disappeared. All right, buyers coming in strong now. Buyers looking good here. ES reapproaching the VWAP there. I want to see the ES just to spike through that VWAP. If we're going to get going in that direction. It kind of seems like what we're going to do, as long as we hold this pivot here. We've been holding it here strong over the last 10 minutes or so. All right, here comes some buyers. Might get filled here. ES approaching the VWAP. Probably got to get that ES up into that 34, 35 area in order for us to get what we need here. So again, if we do get filled, we're going to be watching that 64.50 area. As soon as we hit 64.50, we'll lock in 10 handles if we can get there. And then we'll wait for 74.50, and then we'll lock in 20. Then once we get to 79, we'll lock in 30. Assuming that's what happens. Probably can take these orders off on the downside. Pretty sure we're going to get the upside filled here first, but could be wrong. So ES kind of basing right there at the VWAP. You want to kind of see it get through there if we're going to get going. Don't love that it's below the VWAP, but let's see what happens. ES pushing the VWAP now. Nasdaq above the VWAP. Just kind of basing here. See if we can't get some energy to get through there and get going. Let's go fill that gap and more. All right, ES pushing above the VWAP there. Nasdaq already above the VWAP. Need to get that ES going through 30 there. All right, so we're tagged in. So we're looking for, like I said, 64.50. Or I guess technically 65. And we'll move our stop if we can get there. Nasdaq pushing above the VWAP. ES above it too, up into the 30. Probably going to need the ES push into that 35 level to get us what we need. If it pulls back below the VWAP, that will not be a good look for us. So you want to see it hold the VWAP here. So it's right there at the VWAP now, pushed up into the 30, pulled back down into the 29. We want to get it going here. Like I said, I think we need 35, 36 on the ES in order to give us what we need over here. So just kind of watch it and see what happens. Watching to see what happens. Want to see it hold there and get to pushing. Want to see buy volume come in here and push us on up into the at least 65. All right, pushing through the 50 here. Got to get through that 50 strong. Don't really want to get stuck there. Get stuck there at the 50. That won't be a good look. Want to just push right through that 50 strong there. Get going. All right, pushing through the 50 here if we can. Testing it anyway. Got to have more volume come in here. ES up to the 30 right now. I want to see it start getting going. There comes some more buyers in here. All right, this is kind of the tipping point. We got to get this next little burst up into the 65 here in order to lock in some profits. Want to get this push on up. ES at the 31 here, trying to get through there. Want to see this ES push into the 32s. There's 31, tapping 31s again. Volume still looks okay. There's 57, 58. Come on, give us 65. Just at least give me 65. That's all I'm asking. 65 so we can move the stop. This is kind of that area where if we don't get through here strong, then this probably is going to stop us out. So really going to need to hold that 50, 45 area right now and get this push on up. ES up into the 31s once again here. Want to get the ES up into the 35, 36 range there. I think that would give us what we need. So kind of making a little B leg here, a little consolidation before we continue to push is what I'm thinking. Don't want to see the sellers come in too strong here. Want to see us to continue to push up. Hold that 45 to 50 area. Just waiting to see what happens here. Let's see if we get some more buyers come in here. Want to really hold that 45 to 50 area now. Like to see us hold 50 and just start to push. So still got a little bit of a pullback here, a little consolidation. Like I said, I want to hold that 45 to 50 area there. Don't love the volume on this sell here. If we don't hold that 45 area there, it's going to be troublesome. May get stopped out. All right, holding 50 so far. I like it. I like it. Now let's push on up into that 65. I want to see the buyers come in here. Push this thing up into 65, 70 area there pretty quickly. Sellers coming back in here. Got to get going if we're going to go. All right, not loving that, to be honest with you. We're going to let it play out, stick to the rules. If it stops us out, it stops us out. Usually if we don't quite get to 10 on that, or 20 on that first push, then we usually get stopped out. But we're going to let it play out, see what happens. Sellers coming in super strong here. ES back to the VWAP. Got to bounce right here. This is kind of the line in the sand. Don't love it at this point. But we'll stick to the rules and see what happens. Got to kind of go right here if we're going to go. ES testing the VWAP. Might stop us out right here. And stopped out. Feels kind of bad, like I said. I mean, if we couldn't get up through that, if we didn't hold that 45.50 area, that was kind of our indicator that this thing was probably not going to do what we needed it to do today. I really wanted to kind of lock in 5 handles once we kind of got stuck at 10, but I know that's against the rules, so we didn't do it. So kind of gave back a little more than what we had made yesterday. I gotta adjust this thing so you guys can't see my address. So down 300 on each Bulenox account. And then obviously the 3 top steps are going to be down about 600 because we take 2 contracts on those. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's okay. You know that strategy, it's not going to win every day, right? It's only around 50%. So we've only got to win 2 out of 5 to be profitable. So it's 1 and 1, which yesterday really, I don't know if you can really count it as a win, because we only locked in 10 handles, and then today we lost 15. So pull back in, stopped us out, trying to push back through now. Now that C leg's trying to come back through there. We were wanting that C leg to show up before it stopped us out, but it did not. It's kind of holding the VWAP there. I'm going to take a little long here. Maybe looking for 60. Stop's already at break even, so can't lose. See if we can get a push into 60 here. Come on. Well, didn't quite do it. Volume popped in there for a second, then it just kind of disappeared. Just disappeared. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. Feel free to chat down below. Now we are going to be looking for the 5-minute gap trade over here on the Topstep account. But only with 1 contract. But let's see here. This thing's still trying to push. I think we're still going to get a breakout here. Feels like we are anyway. But could go either way. Could have another C leg down or a little leg up here. Let's kind of see. Actually, now that I look at it, it feels like it's going to be a C leg back down. That's what it feels like. ES at the 28 right now. See if we can get a move down here, maybe into the 25s. Got the pivot down at 21 to be aware of. I guess we got the VWAP there at the 33s. So if you can get through that VWAP strong there. It's the only concern here. If the VWAP wasn't there, I probably would have taken that little short right there, but well, now we're trying to pump. Buyers kind of coming in here. Not super strong though. Kind of a tricky area here. Could kind of go either way. Could kind of go either way. I'm just watching. Sellers trying to pop in here. Let's see if we can lose that VWAP. We lose the VWAP strong, then we can consider a short. I'm more inclined to take a long here than a short if we are above the VWAP. Let's take a long here. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to the VWAP area. Buyers looking good so far. I want to see them continue to come in here. It's going to move the stop up here. It's not really going as quick as I'd like to see, so. Stopped out basically for break even. Had one bar kind of close below the explosion line there, and that prompted me to kind of move my stop, but still looking good here. If it could just get through that 50, get going strong, could still get this push up. If you can push through that 50, you probably make it to 60 there. Volume's just don't have enough. ES not really pushing either. It's just hanging out there at the 26, 27 area. It did pull back and test that 25 area once again. Tomorrow is CPI, so we may not get much follow through today. It's kind of how the action is sometimes on the day before CPI. You just don't get much follow through. So far, no real direction. Just kind of waiting to see what happens here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're watching and you're not yet subscribed. We are live 5 days a week, 9:15 a.m. If you are interested in trading futures, we do have a link for Topstep down in the description. That's who I kind of recommend, but APEX is also having an 80% off sale that ends tonight at midnight. So if you guys are looking to add some challenge accounts through APEX, that's today's the day to do it. If you have not ever, if you're new to Topstep and use my link, you will get the 50K account for $39 instead of $49. Not quite sure how long that's going to last, but that's a thing right now. So we're just kind of chopping around right now. Not really much going on. Just trying to wait here and see if we get a 5-minute, if we get an entry on that 5-minute gap there. Choppy. That's right. That C leg, now it's kind of coming in here. Let's see. Losing the VWAP. We do have the pivot down at 21 to be aware of. ES back to the 26. All right, ES is retesting the VWAP here. The dog had something. I don't know what he had. He's eating something. So we can push through this 50 area here. I'll consider taking a long. The ES can get back above the VWAP there. All right, just watching action here. Can't get above that 50 strong, so trying to, I don't know, dog had something. I don't know what he's got. Got to get a push through the 50 strong here. I think we can get into that 60, maybe 70, maybe go fill that gap. So I'm looking to participate if we can get going. ES pushed above the VWAP there. Just watching the WADA here, watching price. Sellers kind of coming in here, rejecting that 50 area. ES pulling back below the VWAP once again. Just kind of choppy. We're not really getting any breakouts here. No clean volume there. Looks like we might get through there a moment ago, but let's see this time. All right, let's see. Hold on. All right, we'll take just a quick, maybe a quick push into the 60 if we can get it. Yeah, 2 candles printed above the WADA, and now they just died. And sellers just coming through like crazy. So that's the thing. Just no follow through this morning. ES pulling back into the 26. Just kind of waiting to see here. About to retest the 50 once again. You just had a lightsaber of sell volume come in there. ES pulled back below the VWAP. Now it's trying to retest it. Just trying to watch it here. It's not, may not be any reason to do anything, to be honest. Got to kind of get through that 50 strong there in order to get a push up, but even then, it's just not having the follow through. Yes, failing to get back above that VWAP there. We got to get away from this VWAP in order to make something happen. Got to get away from this VWAP, one direction or the other. I mean, you'd think as long as we keep testing and holding here that we'd eventually get this push up, but ES is kind of the opposite. It's testing and kind of basing below the VWAP there. It just keeps pulling back, testing that 23, 24 area, and then kind of bouncing. All right, we're going to try one more time. I want to get a push into 70 here. Volume is just not what we want to see. Now the buyers are trying to come in here. ES pushing above the VWAP there. Just chopping here. I keep buying the top of the range, which is probably stupid. ES back below the VWAP there at the 28s. I don't know, I'm considering giving this a little more room, but probably a bad idea. Sellers coming through strong there. So it's just kind of chopping around here. I don't think there's much to do. Just kind of trading in a range. I mean, if you're going to buy, we need to be buying down here for the push back up into the 50, that kind of thing, if you're going to play the range. But it's 2 times in a row kind of got burned trying to take the breakout there, and just didn't work. Just didn't work. As you can see, I mean, really kind of looking like a short at this point. ES pulling back, testing that 23 area. Nasdaq back to the pivot there at 21. See if we lose this pivot or not. ES pushing back up into the 25. Let me get a little more of a bounce up here. Maybe retest that VWAP, turn it into some resistance, and then continue down. The only thing is the ES is back there at the 24, 23 area where supposed to be support there. Just kind of watching here. ES about to test that 23 area. I don't feel like we've got a proper B leg back up just yet. Down all the way into the 10s. ES testing the 23 there. Testing the 600s here. ES pushing through the 23s down into the 20. Kind of waiting for a little bit of a bounce back up into the 05, maybe 10 area, and then we can participate here. Not gotten it yet. ES down in 1975. I need a bounce back above 600. Just a small bounce above 600. Doesn't have to be huge. It's going to bounce back above 600, and then we can look at doing something here. Gotta get a little bit of a bounce here. That's what we're waiting on. Give me the B leg. Yes, just made a new low. Nasdaq did too. Not getting that bounce back up that we're looking for. All the way through to the 80. There's a little push back up. Still not quite as high as we want to see. Trying to get a little pushback up here. Not much, though. ES pushing back up into the 20 there. Nasdaq kind of lagging behind a little bit. I'm almost inclined to take a long here, to be honest, but I'm not going to do it. Seller's trying to come in here. I don't know, man. I don't love it. I don't love it. I mean, it may work out, but that's just not enough of a pushback up for me. We really missed the entry. I didn't take it because of the VWAR, the pivot point right there at 21. It's like you got another pivot down at the 46 area. Just wanted to see a bigger bounce back up than that. Just didn't really get it. This is the 5-minute setup here today. So we'll take it with 1 micro, see how it works out. So risking $100 to make $200. So if it pays, we will be in the green. If it doesn't pay, we'll be down $250. So ES traded down to the 17s, all the way back up to the 23 area. We'll see if we get tagged in on this or not. Seems like we probably will get tagged in on this. Just kind of looking here. Probably, unless it just goes without us. I would imagine this thing trades back up into the 20, 23, 24 area. And then if it's going to sell, I don't know, to be honest, I'm not in love with this trade, but we'll take it. We'll take it anyway. Kind of expecting a move back to the buy side probably, because we took the sell side already. Let's see. Zoom out a little bit. I mean, I guess there is some more sell side down at 559. And then the next down is 537. So that still wouldn't even take us to our target. And then the next below that is 512. That's really if you zoom out. So I guess it is possible. It is possible. But we got to get tagged in first. If we don't get tagged in, then yeah. So a rough day so far. Down $900 on the funded, $1,800 on the other three total, and then $150 over here. So just waiting. That's all we can do. If I see a setup, we might take a, if we get another leg up here and we push above 600, I might take a long on the Apex account. Just waiting on this C leg to come in proper on this push back up. Assuming we get one, who knows? Who knows? Seller's just pushing right back in right now. Maybe another run at the low a day here. ES holding up there at the 20. I think we might get a push down into the 60 here. If the sellers keep coming in. Hanging up there at the 75 so far. ES test in the 20. Down into the 19s on the ES. ES holding up there. Holding up at the 20. Well, as long as it holds up here, probably going to get another push back to the upside. Are we going to get that C leg pushed back up? Or not? Don't know that we're going to get tagged in on this one. Oh, your power went out. It happens. It happens. ES trading back down to the 19 here. See if we get a quick push down into this 50 area. Push down into the 60 like we were thinking a minute ago. Took it a while to get there, though. Traded down into the 59s, now pushing. Bounced off the 59 there. ES traded back into that 18 area and then kind of bounced. Just kind of chopping around here. Not really a whole lot going on. Yeah. Good thing you weren't in a trade. If you were, hopefully you got your stop in. Hopefully you got your stop in there. Now we're getting this push back up. Little push back up right there. Once again, let you guys know today is the last day for the 80% discount on APEX there. Link in code in the description if you're interested in picking up an APEX account. Don't know what kind of sale they'll have beyond today. Could be 90, could be 50. Never can tell with them. You never can tell. I might pick me up one or two more Apex. We'll see. Get a little pushback up here. I kind of like the way it looks, but don't know if I want to take it. He is kind of approaching that 23 level there, which was support earlier, probably a little resistance now. Might be a little resistance. Unable to pierce through there at this point. It is trying, though. It's trying its best to do it. Back to the bottom of that 15-minute range there on the Nasdaq. Opening range. So couldn't get above 23 there on the ES. Kind of rejected it, pulled back down to the 22 now. Trying to push here again. Let's see what happens. See if we can get through there this time. Just sort of watching here to see if we can't get through that area. Yes, back down to the 21. Rejection. Rejected it so far. Pushing back down to the lows here. I don't think we're going to get tagged in over here, and if we do, I don't think I'd love it. So ES kind of turning that 23 into resistance, unable to get back above there. Just unable to do it. I think if we do get tagged in on this trade over here, it's almost, I mean, I guess as long as we stayed below the VWAP, it would, you know, you'd still have a chance, but I just feel like the ES is probably going to want to make another leg up today. Maybe not, though. Might just base in this area for the rest of the day. We do have CPI tomorrow. Testing that lower day once again on the NAS. ES back to the 19. Pushing through there. A pivot point down there at the 46. Testing the 50 now. ES down to the lower day. Let's see if the ES pushes through and makes a new low here or not. Expecting a probable bounce somewhere in this area. I'm going to take a quick long here, just maybe look for like 5 points if we can get it. I think we should get a bounce in this area. Actually, this might turn out to just be a dumb trade. Yeah, that was probably stupid. That was probably stupid. It just looked like we might get a bounce there. I probably should have waited for us to actually touch that pivot and then take it. In hindsight. Yeah, that probably would have been the better play. There you go. Another instance of being right, but just kind of wrong. I was a little early there to the party. A little early to the party. So bounced right off that pivot. ES bounced off the 1650 back up to the 19s. We bounced right off that 46 pivot right there and back up to the 60 almost. So I had the right idea. It's just a little early there. Literally took my stop to the tick. So getting a little bounce here, a little push back up. And maybe we continue to sell down here. So I don't think we're going to get filled on this one. I don't know if I told you guys this, but going back and doing the research, if you don't get tagged in by 11, then typically the trade would just kind of be null and void. So you wouldn't take it. You wouldn't want to take it after that. So I don't think we're going to get tagged in. I mean, anything could happen, but it doesn't look like it's going to do it. Do we continue to sell or do we bounce here? Do we make another little leg up or do we continue to sell? Looking like the answer might be sell. I don't know though. Volume kind of coming back through here. Testing that pivot. Yes, testing that 16 area there. Little bounce right there off the 40. He has pushed down to that 1550, bounced back up to the 17. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, guys. It did cross over 11, so I'm just not going to take it at this point. So it'll just be no trade. We will revisit it in our recap, see if what would have happened. Almost in all likelihood, if this thing bounces back up here, it's probably going to make a new high. So be my guess that it would we'll either never get tagged in on it, or it would just be a loser. So, but anyways, I got a few things to do this morning, so I am going to go ahead and end the stream here. I will be back though this afternoon. Probably fire the stream up for the last hour of the day. So if you guys are interested in joining us, otherwise we'll be live 9:15 tomorrow morning. Once again, today's the last day for the APEX 80% off sale. So if you are interested in trading futures, consider using APEX. I do recommend Topstep as my favorite broker, but you can use whoever you want. Also, we do have 40% off Bulenox. But do appreciate you guys watching. Again, it was a losing day. Gonna have those. $900 on the 3 Bulenox accounts total, and then $350 over here on Topstep. We are up $59 on APEX. So there you go. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.